up, people? It's your boy, Mr. Locario, the bad boy of the dating game. So real quick, I wanted to talk about people who think that people who are in open relationships are insecure, which is why they're in open relationships, right?
Right, but we're also talking about how people don't always understand the thought processing or the reasoning behind being in an open relationship.
Right.
Why is it good, and why is it a reasonable thing to do for reasonable people?
Right. Well, the thing is, a lot of people are looking at things through the paradigm of monogamy. So they're basing their thoughts on open relationships, thinking of it through the eyes of monogamy, which you can't do. So a lot of times in monogamous relationships, what it is that it's like it's just me and you, we're together, and you can't be with anyone else. And so in a monogamous person's mind, they're thinking, well, if a person is allowing someone else to sleep with their partner or be with their partner or whatever, that person must be insecure.
Right, to stay with a partner who said they would be monogamous with you,
exactly,
but then decided to cheat on you.
Exactly, right. That's how they're looking at it.
And that might be true if you're somebody who's made this agreement with your partner,
right, and
then your partner is doing it anyway. Maybe it's insecurity keeping you there, but there could be a lot of things that keep people together. Right,
but this is also,
right?
you gotta...
And it doesn't have to be insecurity.
Right.
I'm thinking just in the monogamous world, right?
Right. But also you gotta understand this real quick is that if you're in an open relationship, right, in a very westernized, monogamous, dominated society, you understand what I'm saying?
Right.
It takes a lot of courage and confidence to be in that relationship, right?
Right, because you get pushback from everybody.
Right, so the thing is, to say someone who's in an open relationship is insecure, and that's why they're in the open relationship, doesn't even fucking make sense. It's nonsense. Because in order for you to be in that relationship, you have to be secure within yourself to be able to let go and let the person you love be free. You see what I'm saying?
Right.
Because love, if we're going to talk about this whole thing is that, and when you cling on to shit, because this is the thing with monogamous relationships, and I'm not saying that monogamous and open is not versus each other. I'm just saying the difference is that generally in monogamous relationships, there's this clinging of this is my man, my woman, right? And so there's always this threat of someone taking my man or my woman. Right?
Right, and the mentality, that's a major difference in mentality from open relationships and monogamous relationships. That a person in an open relationship would say,
that is not
you're someone I love.
Right.
And the fact that you love other people is good if you find it fulfilling. And I love you, and it makes me happy to know that you feel fulfilled in your life.
Exactly, right.
But it's just a very different mentality, and I think it's hard for people who subscribe to monogamy or are in a, just have always been surrounded by that
to understand it, right?
To understand.
It's a different thought process because you have to be able to see things objectively in order to understand this. Because if you keep trying to see it through the eyes of monogamy, it's not going to make sense to you.
Right.
You feel what I'm saying? You're just going to be like, so why don't you just stay single? I don't get it. How come you don't stay single?
That. Can we talk about that for a minute? Because as someone who's in an open relationship myself, I've heard that a lot too. And it's interesting because I feel like there are a lot of similarities being single and being in an open relationship in terms of dating, right?
Yeah,
because
of course.
You're dating,
right? Because when you
like
date,
a single person,
right? Exactly, right.
You have this wonderful added part of your life that you have someone to come home to, and you have someone to build a life with.
Again, they're thinking about it through the monogamous paradigm. You understand what I'm saying? It's like saying, well, if you have best friends or a best friend, then you have other friends. You feel what I'm saying? You don't say to a person,
oh, well, you shouldn't have a best friend.
Right. Why do you have all these other friends? Because you have this best friend here. You understand what I'm saying? Like, you have this one friend that you do everything. Why do you need this other person to do other things with? Right? So it's the same thing with open relationships is that you're opening yourself up to different situations, right? Because see, the open relationship isn't just about sex. That's the problem that people get. Because saying an open relationship is about just sex is as stupid as me saying a monogamous relationship is just about sex, right? When you're in your monogamous...
You're saying stupid, but you have to keep in mind that people who are new to the concept, new to the idea, I wouldn't say it's stupid. It's just like not knowing, not...
No, I understand, but what I'm saying is that I'm saying that saying it is as stupid as how that sounds. Like if I said, you know,
right,
a monogamous relationship, right? That's what I'm saying. If I say a monogamous relationship is just about sex, people look at me like I'm ridiculous, right?
There's so much more.
There's so much more that happens.
Making a relationship good,
right?
That isn't fidelity,
right? You do things in your relationship that's not just sex when you're in the monogamous relationship. So you do the same thing also in an open relationship. It's not just about sex. You actually do other shits in your open relationship. You see what I mean?
With your primary partner.
Right, and with your other partners too. Sometimes you might be like, oh, I'm going to go to the movies with this person. I'm going to go to a concert, whatever the fuck. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But so that's the thing that people don't understand. But again, this is something that most people, you know, a lot of people aren't going to get. They're going to watch this video. They're going to be like, oh, that's stupid. You know, why don't you just be single? And it's just about sex and yada, yada, yada. And, you know, people are going to be still closed-minded and be in their box. It is what it is. But
I like the analogy, though. Sorry, I'm cutting in. I like your analogy of a best friend and friends in general.
Right.
Because I think a lot of people can relate to that idea. Right? That there's someone who's your best friend.
Right.
And that's wonderful.
Right.
And then that best friend doesn't necessarily like to do everything with you. And that's okay, right? And if your best friend comes to you and says, oh, I met this new person who really likes to do this other thing with me that I'm into and you're not into, you're like, yo, that's great.
Right,
go,
exactly.
You know, whatever, go to the circus with that person. I hate the circus. And,
right, exactly.
And,
you're not going to be like, oh, you can't hang out
happy for
with
you.
that new person who wants to go to the sports game with you because we do this other thing all the time and you're the friend that I had before I met this. Like, you don't do that shit. But when it comes to, you know, it's like, for some reason, sex is the thing that makes people feel a certain type of way. They're like, oh, but it's different because now you're having sex with a person. Oh, really? So you can not have sexual activity, but you can have other activity with other people, but it's okay.
Right.
Like, so for example, I can play Scrabble with someone else, but I can't fuck them. I can eat dinner with somebody else, but I can't have sex with them.
In a monogamous relationship, that's true. That's the agreement.
Right.
Scrabble and dinner is okay, and
right.
sex isn't okay. That's just the agreement.
Right, but see, and that's what I'm saying. And this is why people who are monogamous think that an open relationship is just about sex, which is why they keep saying, oh, why don't you just be single?
Right.
I don't get it. Do you understand what I'm saying? Because they're so focused on sex. So, I mean, is monogamy just about sex, though? Because that's what the focus, you know what I'm saying? If we're gonna talk about, you know what I mean? Because like you were saying earlier, it sounds ridiculous to say monogamy is just about sex, but sex is a huge focus in monogamy. You see what I'm saying?
Well, sexual fidelity, you mean.
Right. So that's what I'm saying.
Right.
So what I'm saying is that the reason why it's hard for people who are monogamous to understand people who are in open relationships is because they're looking at it through the monogamous viewpoint.
Yeah.
And then therefore, what happens is that since you're in an open relationship, how you doing? Since you're in an open relationship, they can't fathom being with someone and them being with someone else. You understand what I'm saying? Because a lot of it too is...
That's a big idea. That's hard to fathom.
Right, and it's hard to fathom because you've been indoctrinated into a certain way of thinking and living. Because you ever notice no one ever asks you what type of relationship you want to be in? You understand? No one said, hey, do you want to be monogamous or polygamous? You're just assumed that it's monogamy, right? We've never had... How many of you had the discussion with, you know, anybody that said, hey, I'm choosing to do this or that? You just fall into it. You understand?
Right,
everybody around you is like,
this
is what it is. You understand? It's like, are you single or taken? You know, that's the whole thing. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And so you're indoctrinated into this, and so you think this is all it is. So when you come across something different, you can't understand it. Your mind can't fathom it, and then you're thinking everybody else is crazy, but it's like you just haven't seen things from a different perspective.
So there was something else I was thinking about that I hear from people who say, why not just be single? Why be in an open relationship? And I think it's just people trying to understand what is the context of being in an open relationship and what is it really, what is it really about? So some of the things I hear, I don't know if you hear these kind of things, but what if you fall in love with someone else that you're dating?
Right.
And to me, the answer is that would be wonderful.
Yeah, so what? Well, this is the thing.
Love is a wonderful thing, but there is this misunderstanding that, oh, if you fall in love with someone else, then you won't be in love with your husband anymore.
Yeah, or your wife.
And it's hard for them to understand that I will continue to love my husband forever. I'm in love. but falling in love with other people or loving other people, that can be part of it. I don't have to.
Well, this is the thing again.
Stop loving one person to love someone else.
It's you're thinking through the monogamous thought process,
right?
Where it's this: I can only love this person at a time. This person now. Then when I break up with this person, I can love this other person next, which is kind of weird because you still love two people, right? You love this one person.
Even if you break up with someone, if you were together for a long time, you love that person.
Yeah, you love that person, and then you're with the next person, and you still love that person, so you still love two people, right? It's more than one person you love.
And then shit, what if you have kids?
Right.
Then you love more than two people.
But see the point, but see the point I'm trying to make is that they're looking at it as you can only love one person, and that's it. Or the thing is that they don't think you can love more than one person at a time. You understand what I'm saying? Or they look at love as just like this one little thing. Like it's like this bottle. Like you have this juice. Love can only fit in here, right? But love is this whole fucking thing. You see what I'm saying? But see, the thing about open relationships and polygamous stuff and everything, it's been around for fucking centuries. Like, people think this is like some new shit. You feel what I'm saying? Like, oh my God, all this new age stuff, and they're taking away the good family values of monogamy. I'm like, dude, this shit's been around for ages. And then what happened was,
in fact, it was probably around before conventional
conventional monogamy,
marriage.
right, and all that other stuff, because the Catholic Church and all that shit put a stop to it in certain situations. You feel what I'm saying? And so they got it to a one man, one woman type of thing. So this is not some new concept that, is some new age shit people are just trying on. You feel what I'm saying? Like, this has been around for a while, and just because we're in this culture, people see it as like some like big different thing when it's not. You feel what I'm saying? And this is why so many people have a hard time understanding open relationships, or even understanding what it is, because you've been indoctrinated into this westernized society that says this is the only way that you got to do it. And now, this is not to say that there's anything wrong with monogamy. I think people should be monogamous if that's what they want, if that's what they're truly about. But most people aren't, and they've been,
right, but they don't realize there are options.
Right, exactly. And this is why you have so many people that end up cheating and doing all this other stuff, because they've just by default became monogamous. Like I was saying earlier, is that,
and they're in there because they love the person they're with, but it's a little uncomfortable.
Right,
because they still want to have sex with other people, and even want to be in love with other people. And it's uncomfortable because they are thinking, well, does that mean I don't love my wife, or I don't love my husband? Right. You
see what I'm saying? And that's the thing that fucks up a lot of situations. And then, therefore, there's this misunderstanding of what it is. So it's hard for people who are in monogamous relationships, or who have a monogamous thought process, to understand this type of thing. You know what I mean? Because again, they keep going into that one person, one man, one woman thinking process. It's like, what are you gonna say then?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So.
Yeah, it's tough. I guess I just hope that people can find ways to make the relationships they have feel good and feel comfortable, and feel doable to them.
Right. No,
right?
I agree. This is the thing. I always say people got to figure out what the fuck they want to do. Do your shit. You know what I'm saying? But be honest with the shit you're doing. See, the problem is you have so many people who are in monogamous relationships who don't want to be in monogamous relationships, but are in monogamous relationships because they feel like they're supposed to be in the monogamous relationship.
Right.
Then you have people who are in open relationships who don't even want to be in an open relationship, but they're just in the open relationship because they feel like, oh, well, maybe this is the thing to do now, or I feel like I should do it because it seems edgy, it seems cool, it seems like the thing to do in the moment, and this is why they're doing it. But they're not doing it because it's authentic to them. You see what I mean? So people have to do shit that's authentic to them, that's real to them, that
and feels good.
Right, exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. And that's all it is.
Because life is good. Things should be good.
Exactly. So, that's how I feel about it. All right, I'm done.
Now, before you turn off this video, make sure you click the link below to get the Mr. Locario 30-minute game session. Now, this is a private one-on-one coaching session between me and you where we chop up game for a half an hour. So make sure you click that link below to get the Mr. Locario 30-minute game session. Hey, what's up? It's dating and life coach Mr. Locario. Go to badboymembership.com and master the dating game by joining my Bad Boy Membership program. In this program, you'll receive 45 to 90-minute, easy-to-follow, step-by-step dating advice tutorials that's guaranteed to help you attract, date, and have sex with beautiful women. Join the Bad Boy Membership today by going to badboymembership.com. That's badboymembership.com.